Hey buddy, Crow back again with another video response to a Novabug's Friday Foursome series, and this one is about your I don't know if it's most or just four of your most evocative game music tracks. Those video game music tracks where when you hear them, it takes you back to those days when you were originally playing the game. And I actually added an extra stipulation to this to make it a little bit easier for me to pick. I also added on that it couldn't be like a theme to a video game. It had to be music that was playing while you were playing the game. Otherwise, it would have just been a whole bunch of title screens for Commodore 64 games like Archon, Mail Order Monsters, Racing Destruction Set, and the like and everything. And it's kind of funny how Novabug put in this Friday Foursome regarding game music right when I'm starting to get into collecting vinyl, just vinyl records. And part of that is I'm getting like vinyl soundtracks now as well. So here's one of them. I'm probably going to make a video out of the, my vinyl collection as it is now. I've got like around 8 vinyl things, vinyl records, or albums, as it were, because some of them have more than one. But I just thought it was funny that came up right when I was getting this. This is the soundtrack to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo. So there's a little teaser of something that's going to show up in a future video. But I did not put Turtles in Time, anything from Turtles in Time in my list here. So what did I put on this list? Well, to start out with, I chose a track from a Commodore 64 game, and that is going to be from a Mastertronics Street Surfer. This is a 2-in-1. But I had to put Street Surfer in here because it was a game I played a lot when I was younger. And I kind of had forgotten about it. And then when I was getting back into collecting Commodore 64 stuff, I ran across Street Surfer again. And I bought it, and I started playing it, and immediately I was, oh man, I remember this music. It's the music that plays when you boot up the game and you start playing. And basically, Street Surfer, you're just riding this, I guess it's a rocket-powered skateboard because he never has to pump his foot or anything. But you're just riding down the street, collecting bottles. Sometimes they'll even give you a Coke out the window of the car, and you can collect it, drink it for health. And then you just make it to each of the recycling facilities. But there's this tune that plays the whole time, and it's so catchy. And what is also interesting about it is that the faster you go, the song speeds up. The slower you go, the song slows down. So it's got that interactive element to it as well. So I just had to put Street Surfer in this list. Alright, next up, I chose it. I didn't think I was going to choose an NES title, but then I looked and I was like, yeah, I think I have to include Battletoads in this list. And it's not for the title screen. I could have easily done the title screen, and a lot of the tracks in Battletoads are so good. But for me, the most memorable or evocative track in this game is in level 3 when you're riding the speed hover bike section. And if anybody who's ever tried to play this game seriously, especially as a kid, you might know that that section of the game is not entirely easy. So you might wind up playing it again and again and again and again and again till you finally get to the end of it. And a lot of Battletoads is a lot like that. But when I was a kid and I wasn't using a Game Genie or anything, I probably spent over a month playing the game and just to get past that section. And then eventually, like the rest of the game, you get to you lose all your lives and you have to start again. So I got pretty good at the speed bike level. And actually, when I was replaying it, I used the NES Classic modded with I put Battletoads on it, and I was actually still able to get through it with. I heard there was lag or anything, but maybe it's just muscle memory. But I was still able to get through it relatively easily because I played it so much as a kid. But that upbeat tempo of the music, and it's just like dun, 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 dun. It gets you really pumped up, and especially the part at the end where it's just it goes faster and faster, and it's another track where that speeds up at the end, and you just, oh, I just need to make it all the way through. So every time I hear that track, it just takes me right back to the speed bike level. So yeah, number 2 choice, Battletoads. Third on my list, gotta have a Super Nintendo game on here because, again, the Super Nintendo has, such a great sound chip, and a lot of the games on the Super Nintendo just bring back memories. But I gotta include FZero, more specifically Mute City, which happens to be the first track you'll probably play in the game if you're playing, just a regular circuit, and then you go to beginner, cause the Mute City soundtrack is like dun 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 dun. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to try to sing the song, so I knew it wouldn't sound good. But there I made the mistake of trying to start that out. But yeah, it just takes me back to playing this game originally. So da 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 da. Man, who's been doing a video response that hasn't tried to to sing the song? Yeah, I know it's silly because I'm playing it in the background now anyway. But yeah, it just every time I hear it, it takes me right back to Mute City in the original FZero. Alright, and lastly, I had to choose another Super Nintendo game. If you hear some squeaking in the background, it's the puppy playing with one of her little chew toys. But I had to choose Starfox. This was a game I used to play through all the way to the end just to hear the music of the game. So, of course, I had to put Starfox on here. And the track I'm choosing is Stage 1, Corneria, because I guess it depends on what route you take, but if you're just choosing the standard route, it's going to be the first track in the game you hear. Actually, no, I take that back. All routes start out with Corneria, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, but you always hear the original, the song for Corneria, and they reuse it again and again and again in, especially like Smash Brothers and everything, and every time I hear it, it takes me back to playing this game. One of my favorite games on the system. In fact, it's my favorite Starfox game. Pardon me for a moment. She's barking at the cat. So yeah, Starfox. Yeah, it takes me back to that original, playing the first level. So yeah, had to do Starfox. So I highly recommend, if you do a response, go to Novabug's original video, which I will have linked in the description below, and do a video response, or just leave a comment on it. Because, the more people that respond to these, I'm always interested in these responses. I always make sure to check out everybody's responses as well, because I always find them interesting. And I may think of things that I didn't think of originally, or find a new game or new track even that I didn't know about. So yeah, I highly recommend it. And she's getting all antsy, so I'm gonna go. See you next time, and you stop barking at the cat. And the cat's just sitting there and doesn't care. See you next time.